Oracle is undergoing a transformation right before our very eyes. Where once it was a database company, it is now an application company, a cloud company, a hardware company. Oracle also believes it is ready to move beyond just serving specific technology needs, and that it can compete to provide almost all of them. At the company's most recent Oracle Open World, the company made several announcements and showed that it was serious about wanting to own the entire technology stack. In talking with Oracle President Mark Hurd and a handful of Oracle customers, this message came through loud and clear.
Fred, strategically, we're trying to do four things. We're competing at virtually every level of the technology stack, and we want to be best of breed at each of those parts of the stack. It doesn't matter whether it's a storage, server, operating systems, database, applications, everything on its individual merits, we want to be best of breed. Second, we take those best of breed parts and we vertically integrate them. Manifests itself in things like you call Exadata, Exalogic, Exalytics, where we take best of breed software and we wrap that around hardware and integrate that into an engineered system, which gives us extreme TCO, extreme performance. Thirdly, we're going after new generation of applications in the cloud. And for us, that's called Fusion applications. Those are modular applications where you can buy pieces of an application. In HCM, human capital management, you can buy performance management or recruiting. And you can buy those as modules and make them work with your existing applications. And we're going to run those through the cloud, private cloud, or on-premise. And then fourth, we're doing as much as we can in the context of an industry solution.
I think the beauty of the Oracle solution in terms of if you're able to invest completely in the Red Stack is that they give you a fully integrated solution. I mean that is key in and of itself. If you are coming from an organization that may have investments in other solutions and you're not ready to make that investment, I think the fact that Oracle can give you solutions that are standards-based that will integrate within their stack, and then you could use the middleware to have all the pieces and components talk to each other, I think that's obviously a good thing. And from a customer perspective, quite frankly, dealing with a lot of the customer base through user groups, we're finding kind of that mixed experience. We have those who are very pleased with their Oracle Red Stack. They've been Red Stack for a long time, and as that stack continues to evolve, they continue to make investments that better their organization. For those that aren't, at the end of the day, they're looking at Oracle solutions and trying to find out how they best can, again, integrate them into their current investment strategy. So really, we look at it from a standpoint as a customer at an entire ecosystem where we're trying to leverage the best of breed applications. And in many cases, Oracle has that best of breed. In some cases where a decision is made, well, you know what, we've got this and we're going to just stick with this for a while, integrating it into the Oracle or into the Red Stack is also is possible. So it's flexible and it's robust at the same time.
Oracle has a variety of technologies that we're using. We're utilizing their Exadata platform, and the intent there is from a systems engineering perspective to leverage the stack, the layers of technology that are utilized to speed up the analysis on the analytics capability. We see Oracle, one of their key products that we purchase as part of this is Endeca. We consider Endeca as a tool that needs to be distributed to the key researchers and clinicians to begin to ask what questions, first of all, what questions do we want to ask, and then to begin the big data analysis piece of it. So we see Oracle in a number of really in all the layers of the stack and leveraging hardware, software together.
Most of Oracle's announcements these days have been around the cloud, even dating back to earlier this spring when the company announced its full suite of Fusion applications in the cloud. Oracle is all in.
To us, we really talk about it at three different layers: the infrastructure, the platform, and the applications. We're the only company today that has all three capabilities. We actually can do it all the way up through the application layer. We can do that for you as a private cloud behind your firewall as OpEx or CapEx, whichever makes the most financial sense for you. Or we can do it through the Oracle cloud itself, and we can actually make the two interplay together. So when you look at companies that have all three parts of the quote-unquote cloud stack, have the ability to do it behind your firewall, be able to deliver the Oracle Cloud, and be able to work together, we're the only company in that context that can do all of what I described.
Hurd was reluctant to give competitors any credit, and even then, he warned that Oracle was coming after Salesforce.com. Would you say that maybe Microsoft is the closest?
I would say today we are the only one that can do what I described, and anyone that I can see for the foreseeable future, based on the way I see portfolios out in the industry that can do what I described. Yeah, I would say on the whole, in the context of having a suite of applications, as opposed to one singular process, I would say we're advantaged over everybody. In terms of being able to bring all three capabilities, I would say we're advantaged over everybody. I would say in one discrete process, we've had a competitor who's been in the market longer than we have. Now, good news for them, they've been built on Oracle database, on Oracle middleware, so they've got a good platform. But they've got references, they've been in this longer, and so in that very discrete one process, I'd say we've got work to do. We're sort of the underdog, and we've come out with newer functionality, with an application built on a newer tool set. We're lining up our sales force to go at them hard, and that's probably the place we've got the work to do.
Everything I'm hearing is excitement about the announcements that have been made so far at Oracle Open World. I think there's a lot of excitement, especially about the 12c. And although there's a lot of excitement about the whole cloud concept, there's probably as much excitement as there are questions too. So I think I think really, as we look at it from a customer's perspective, I'm real happy to see that all of that money that's going into R&D is actually coming really to fruition in solutions that are going to benefit my organization. Now it's going to be up to me to determine, or my organization, as to when I can adopt, if and when I can adopt those things. But I think the fact that we can come to an open world and hear the number of exciting and innovative announcements that we're hearing this week, I think that should really just give the customer base, quite frankly, I don't know that relief's the right word, but confidence, I think is the right word, confidence in the fact that, you know what, Oracle is really looking to make sure that their customers are being moved into the future and that they continue to have options and flexibility.
Oracle has turned Sun into the centerpiece of its engineered systems strategy. In essence, Oracle's Exa line of products consists of a series of appliances that include compute, memory, and storage to process enterprise-level application workloads, from analytics to transactions. This is still new territory for Oracle, and I talked to Hurd about the Exa systems in-memory architecture and about whether this is just faster machinery or something truly transformational. Let's talk about engineered systems for a bit. Now, I hate to make you have to back up words that others have said, but on stage, Larry said that SAP's HANA in memory is 0.5 terabyte. But SAP's actually shipped with IBM a system that is 100 terabytes of main memory, and that's already in place. So faster speeds, more memory, is that where the competition is right now, or are there other advantages that Exadata provides that nobody else can touch?
Exadata really is an opportunity to anyone that's got the Oracle database to gain material performance advantages. Now, one of the things that Larry talked about, which I think was very important, was we've been able to make the Oracle database with Exadata go extremely fast, deliver extreme performance. But the continuum between performance and cost savings is one continuum. So we get the example of, wow, that thing is so fast, I don't really need anything that's going to be another 3-4 times faster than that. But in context, you do, because in fact, if the same performance level, that costs you materially less money. And so for us, we have the ability for Exadata not only to be a really, really fast computer, for it not to be just simpler because we provisioned the server, the storage, and the database all together for you. But we now have the opportunity to provide tremendous consolidation opportunities for our customers that have lots of storage. The compression, Fritz, inside one of these Exadatas is roughly 10 to 1. Meaning, let's take your example of something you said with a customer that's got 100 terabytes. We have customers that have had as much as a petabyte that are now able to take their Oracle infrastructure and turn that petabyte into 100 terabytes. So you've reset your storage baseline. And when you compress this data, Fritz, we have customers that compress it, they don't have to rehydrate it to back it up. They only have to back up the increments when they actually grow the database, once they've backed up once. So this is not just a really fast Oracle computer. It's a computer that our capability, including storage and software, that can now compress, consolidate, and be a tremendous source of savings in addition to performance for our customers.
But at some point, people are spending lots of money on these systems, these engineered systems. There has to be some transformational value there rather than just faster query speeds, doesn't there?
Let me try to give you a bigger picture. We have many customers who are sitting today on tens of petabytes of storage. I'll give you some numbers. And you've probably seen this over your couple of days at the conference. I've tried to say this several times to get people to understand the magnitude of the issue that's out there. Most of our customers are growing their data 30, 35, 40, 45% per year. Significant growth in data. Most of our customers are spending $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a terabyte to house this data. Most of our customers spend 10% of their IT budget storing the data. Some a little bit less, some a little bit more. That math, when combined, is staggering. If you've got 50 petabytes of storage, I wish that was unusual today. That's not an unusual number for our big customers. If they grow at 40%, they're going to have to buy 20 petabytes of storage to store that data. If they're going to spend $10,000 a terabyte, they're going to spend $200 million on storage. When you talk about Exadata, if 70, 80%, whatever that number may be, of that data is in Oracle, I now have the opportunity to get a 10 to 1 on that. If I had 50 petabytes, 80's in Oracle, that's 40 petabytes. Can I shrink that 40 petabytes to 5, 6, 7 petabytes? Fritz, I then reset that baseline in terms of what that cost profile looks like. And all I did there is shrink the data. I didn't speed it up. I just compressed it. So the opportunity for us to speed up the job, turn that into performance for you, compress the data, simplify the provisioning process. We think improve the support process when we wrap Platinum services around it. This is differentiated. Now, I will say one thing to you. Because we're the only ones with the ability to integrate that much of the stack together, we've got as much communication and awareness to do as we do selling to get this out there. But you see in our numbers, last year we tripled our volume in engineered systems. We just announced our first quarter where we doubled our engineered system over prior year. So we're seeing success.
All of that sounds promising, but we wanted to know whether customers were finding transformational opportunity with this strategy. University of Pittsburgh Medical Center's CIO, Dan Drawbaugh, is betting the future of healthcare on Oracle and some of its partners.
Well, UPMC runs over 2,000 software applications. It's a very large, complex information technology environment. To give you an idea of the investment UPMC has made in information technology over the last 5 years, approximately $1.4 billion invested into the IT area. The analytics initiative is one of our key projects that we're undertaking. It's over a $100 million initiative, and it's really designed, the way to think of it is that in healthcare today, there's so much variation in the quality of care, in the cost of care that's delivered to patients. And that variation occurs for a variety of reasons. Our goal is to reduce that variation, and then through the advanced analytics with our partner Oracle, to introduce variation, genomic data back into the care process, where that variation is the individual variation that's needed to deliver on precise medicine. And by precise medicine, we think of it as predictive and prescriptive analytics leading to precise medicine. We'll measure success ultimately not from the technology perspective, but from the care provided to the patient as we move to more precision medicine. And in the areas of predictive and prescriptive medicine, I think that's where the success will be measured. It will be measured by our clinicians, ultimately by our patients and the care that they receive. And so the personalized medicine approach to healthcare is here now. We think of it as a medical breakthrough, and that's our goal, is to ensure that we accomplish that.
Of course, not everyone has $100 million to spend. Customers have told us they're just doing some initial toe dipping with Exasystems, and that was confirmed by Oracle's user group president, John Metelski.
So Exadata adoption, I think, from our customer base perspective, our members within the user group community, has quite frankly been a bit slow. I think there's a lot of excitement about what it can do, but most of the user group community comes from some of your mid-level and smaller organizations. So from a standpoint of being able to make that initial investment and look at the overall return on investment and the total cost of ownership, most of those organizations need to be looking 3 to 5 years out.
I asked Hurd to give Oracle a grade on excellence in enterprise software, adapting to technology shifts, technology innovation, and customer responsiveness. Not surprisingly, Hurd gave Oracle an A in all categories. But I pressed him on innovation, challenging him with the notion that Oracle was perhaps late to the cloud, maybe even dismissive. To in-memory computing, CEO Larry Ellison called it wacky, and multi-tenancy. Hurd gave no quarter here either.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you look at the results of, because there's sort of an implication in your question that somebody says something, then there's an announcement that changes the mind. The reality is these technologies we just released take years to develop. So the fact that someone's building Fusion Cloud applications 5 or 6 years ago, forget what you called it, I'm not even sure the term cloud was around at that time frame. The fact is software available via the kinds of architectures the cloud provides? Somebody had to be working on that back in 2004, 2005 to be able to come out today. The facts are that the only one in the market right now with a suite of applications that effectively are software as a service cloud applications is Oracle. I don't know anyone else. Maybe you do, but I don't know who they are.
No, but I mean, just jumping to the multi-tenancy thing.
Sure.
Agreed. 12c must have been in development for quite some time. It's not easy to do those things. So why stand up a year ago and say multi-tenancy is insecure? Why not say multi-tenancy at the application layer is insecure, which is what was said this year? Why, I mean, it kind of creates this mentality that, you know, Oracle's being disingenuous, or it's, you know, it's not innovating, it's just following really fast, or it's playing with words.
Well, let's go back one step. First of all, I can't speak to every comment that everyone would make. I do think, though, it's impossible to follow and yet be first in most everything that you do. I mean, the first engineered systems, Oracle. The first engineered systems up through the database, Oracle. Up through middleware, Oracle. The first engineered systems integrated around BI, Oracle. The biggest in-memory machines today that I'm aware of, Oracle. And so the most advanced cloud database in the world, 12c. And so when you look at these are a series.
And the first multi-tenancy database,
yes,
arguably.
and so, thank you. And so, but my point being, it's just one announcement after another where Oracle leads. Now, what I would tell you is at the same time, we haven't built everything. You know, we've looked, particularly over the last couple of years that I've been here, you know, when we've seen things that weren't being developed. So, for example, in Fusion HCM, while we feel great about HCM, we were not building a recruiting module. And we went to the market and bought Taleo, which was the leading recruiting solution in the market. We were not building a service automation solution. And we went to the market and bought RightNow. When you looked at the commerce server world, we went to the market and bought ATG. And we could go through these. In the interest of time, I won't. But it's been a combination of leadership in R&D and organic R&D development, which I think, frankly, is second to none when you look at the slew of products. In the end, it all comes down to products. I mean, we can talk about the secular trends and the macro trends. We can talk about our strategy. But it has to be supported by the end, our ability to execute on that strategy with solutions and products and capabilities that actually solve something for a customer. So I think the combination of that organic R&D with our, I think, thoughtful M&A strategy gives us the portfolio we've got today, which we feel is second to none.
Yeah, I think from a customer perspective, customers recognize how swiftly technology changes. And quite frankly, every IT organization, really, whether you're Oracle or any other big conveyor of solutions or software or hardware, you really need to just be cognizant of where you are at within your current capabilities. Through acquisitions and those types of things, Oracle really has accepted the challenge and been a leader and an innovator. Now, granted, there may have been some things where Oracle in the past has said, well, this isn't the technology or this is not the technology of the future. But I think really what's good to notice is whether it be Larry Ellison or others within Oracle, they now are willing to just take that step back and really say, you know what, maybe we were wrong.
I also pressed Hurd on the enterprise software side. Customers have been fairly slow to adopt Fusion, so I asked him whether customers would also give Oracle an A. Here, he admitted that Oracle has work to do. For sure, Oracle's offerings are going to be very different. Or at the very least, this is going to be a very different kind of Oracle.